The concept of the seven deadly sins has intrigued humanity for centuries, emerging as a powerful and enduring framework to understand the darker aspects of human behavior. Rooted in Christian theology, this list of moral failings has been depicted in literature, art, and philosophy, providing insights into human nature and moral choices. In this exploration, we will delve deep into the origins, significance, and contemporary relevance of the seven deadly sins: pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. The origins of the seven deadly sins. The seven deadly sins trace their roots to early Christian teachings. Around the 4th century, a monk named Evagrius Ponticus devised a list of 8 evil thoughts that could lead people astray. These were later refined by Pope Gregory I in the 6th century into the 7 sins we recognize today. The list was intended to help Christians understand and avoid behaviors that could distance them from God. The sins were categorized as deadly, not because they were the worst possible crimes, but because they led to spiritual death by fostering habits that alienate individuals from divine grace. They serve as a moral compass, guiding believers to self-awareness and spiritual growth. The 7 sins. A closer look. Each sin represents a specific moral failing that can disrupt an individual's relationship with themselves, others, and the divine. Let's examine each one in depth. 1. Pride. Pride is often considered the root of all other sins. It's the excessive belief in one's abilities or worth, placing oneself above others and even above God. Pride blinds individuals to their flaws, fostering arrogance and a lack of humility. In many religious teachings, pride is seen as the sin that caused Lucifer's fall from heaven. 2. Greed. Greed, or avarice, is an insatiable desire for wealth, power, or possessions. Unlike ambition, which can motivate positive achievements, greed focuses solely on accumulation without regard for morality or the well-being of others. This sin fosters selfishness and can lead to exploitation and corruption. 3. Lust. Lust refers to an intense and uncontrolled desire, typically of a sexual nature. It reduces people and relationships to objects of gratification, stripping away their inherent dignity. While human desire is natural, lust becomes sinful when it overrides respect, love, and moderation. 4. Envy. Envy is the painful or resentful awareness of another's advantages, coupled with a desire to possess them. Unlike admiration, which can inspire personal growth, envy festers as bitterness and a sense of entitlement. It often leads to actions that harm relationships and create discord. 5. Gluttony. Gluttony is the overindulgence in food, drink, or other material pleasures. It's not about sustenance or enjoyment but about excess. Gluttony reflects a lack of self-control and an obsession with physical gratification, often at the expense of spiritual or emotional well-being. 6. Wrath. Wrath, or uncontrolled anger, is a destructive force that can harm oneself and others. Unlike righteous anger, which seeks justice, wrath is vengeful and often disproportionate to the situation. It clouds judgment, fosters hostility, and leads to harmful actions. 7. Sloth. Sloth is not merely laziness but a deeper spiritual apathy and neglect of one's responsibilities. It manifests as indifference to life's purpose and opportunities for growth. Sloth undermines both personal potential and communal harmony. The 7 deadly sins in culture. The 7 deadly sins have inspired countless works of art, literature, and entertainment, reflecting their enduring relevance. From Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy to modern films and novels, these sins are explored as central themes in human struggles and moral dilemmas. In Dante's Purgatorio, each sin is depicted as a step on the journey toward redemption, illustrating the possibility of overcoming these flaws through repentance and grace. Similarly, modern portrayals often use the sins as metaphors for internal conflict and societal critique, making them a timeless lens for understanding human behavior. Psychological perspectives. From a psychological standpoint, the 7 deadly sins can be seen as archetypes of unhealthy behaviors that impede personal growth. For example, pride may align with narcissism, causing distorted self-perception. Greed can reflect compulsive hoarding or materialism. Lust might point to issues with impulse control or intimacy. Envy often correlates with low self-esteem and insecurity. Gluttony can highlight struggles with addiction or overconsumption. Wrath may be a symptom of unresolved trauma or anger management issues. Sloth often overlaps with depression or a lack of motivation. Understanding these behaviors through psychological frameworks can help individuals identify and address these tendencies, fostering healthier relationships and personal fulfillment. The relevance today. While the 7 deadly sins originated in a religious context, their lessons are universally applicable. They serve as a moral mirror, encouraging self-reflection and balance in a world often driven by excess and competition. For instance, pride is evident in the rise of social media, where curated personas can fuel arrogance and vanity. Greed drives consumerism and economic inequality. Lust is commodified in industries that exploit human desires. Envy is exacerbated by constant comparisons in the digital age. Gluttony is mirrored in overconsumption and environmental degradation. Wrath manifests in online trolling and real-world violence. Sloth emerges in apathy towards social and environmental issues. By recognizing these tendencies, individuals and societies can strive for more balanced and ethical living. Overcoming the sins. Addressing the 7 deadly sins involves cultivating their corresponding virtues. Humility counters pride by fostering self-awareness and respect for others. Generosity combats greed by encouraging sharing and gratitude. Chastity tempers lust through self-respect and meaningful connections. Kindness overcomes envy by celebrating others' successes. Temperance opposes gluttony by promoting moderation. Patience mitigates wrath by encouraging calmness and forgiveness. Diligence defeats sloth by embracing purpose and effort. These virtues offer a pathway to personal growth, harmonious relationships, and spiritual fulfillment. Conclusion. The 7 deadly sins remain a profound tool for understanding human behavior and moral challenges. Their exploration invites us to confront our flaws, embrace virtues, and strive for a more balanced and meaningful existence. Whether viewed through a religious, cultural, or psychological lens, these timeless concepts continue to resonate, reminding us of the complexities of the human spirit and the enduring quest for virtue. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.